Hi friends, I welcome you all here at TNV Academy. In this session, we are going to talk about the subclause 10.2, Continual Improvement of an International Standard ISO IEC 20001 2018, Information Technology Service Management. In this session, we shall cover the requirements of subclause 10.2, Continual Improvement in detail. As the requirements of the clause 10.2 depend upon the requirements of clause 6 to clause 8 and subclause 10.1 of the standard. So I would like to recommend you referring these clauses of ISO 20001 2018 also for better understanding of clause 10.2. Let us discuss about the outcome of this session. After completing this session, you will be enabled to understand all about the continual improvement requirement necessary to support the operation of the service management system of the standard. You will learn how to plan, establish, implement, and maintain an audit program, including the frequency, methods, responsibilities, planning requirements, and reporting, etc. You will also be enabled to understand defining the audit criteria and scope for each audit, etc. after finishing this session. Now, let's start with subclause 10.2, Continual Improvement. ISO 20001 2018 clause 10.2, Continual Improvement specifies that an organization maintains its service management system and the services constantly to ensure that it is appropriate for purpose, adequately comprehensive, and effective. Continual improvement is a key aspect of the SMS in the effort to achieve and maintain the suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the SMS as it relates to the objectives of the organizations. Organizations with operational SMS must continually attempt to improve their management system. It is difficult for organizations, not their context, to remain static. Moreover, the risks to service management system as well as the methods of misusing them are rapidly evolving. Eventually, there is no SMS that can remain perfect. It must act as a constant pace of improvement. However, an organization's context and internal dynamics remain the same. Continual improvement is just not a requirement of a SMS, but it is a need of every organization. To illustrate non-conformity or risk-related improvements, an analysis of SMS components based on the adequacy, suitability, and effectiveness criteria may show that the components exceeds SMS requirements or is incompetent. Changing the management system can often improve the SMS. Now, from where to get the improvements? Improvements can come from a number of sources, including internal and external audits, output from management reviews, incidents, suggestions, including those from interested parties, etc. Suggested improvements should be considered but do not need to be implemented. The organization selects those improvements it feels add value to the service management system. Suggestions from internal and external auditors also do not need to be implemented but should be considered. Time frames for implementing agreed improvements are set by the organization. Now, let me give you some tips to achieve improvements. To improve, conduct internal audits regularly. Conduct external audits regularly. Conduct regular and proper management reviews. Implementing suggestions from interested parties into the service management system according to their discriminations. Maintaining a record regarding whether the organization is following regulatory policies or not. Reconsidering SMS controls. Matching organizational activities to ISO 20001 requirements. The top management can also set objectives for continuous improvements, such as measuring effectiveness, cost, or process maturity. SMS is considered as a critical component of business operations. To stay with the current developments, the SMS is periodically reviewed to ensure its function is effective and is consistent with the organizational objectives. The assessment can also include an overview of the efficiency of the SMS and the components of its resources, evaluating whether their usage of resources is appropriate, if there is a possibility of productivity loss or opportunity to achieve greater effectiveness. Areas of improvement can also be identified while managing non-conformity with corrective actions. Once areas of improvement are identified, the organization should also be consistent in maintaining them by evaluating them to determine whether or not they are worth pursuing, planning and implementing the actions to deal with the opportunities, confirming that benefits are realized and non-conformities do not occur, or should plan for corrective actions for non-conformities. Evaluating the effectiveness of the actions. So friends, this was the explanation of subclause 10.2, continual improvement, and now coming to the mandatory document requirements under subclause 10.2. Subclause 10.2 states that the organization shall document the opportunities for improvement to meet out the requirements of the standard. Now, coming to the non-conformity. Please see a sample of Auditor Finding Action Report (NC) on screen for having an idea about writing non-conformities under this clause. Please go through this and try to understand the various components of this non-conformance report at your own. So friends, now we have reached at the end of this session. I hope that you have an idea about subclause 10.2, continual improvement of ISO IEC 20001 2018, Information Technology Service Management Standard. I sincerely thank you all for your interest and attention. Thanks and best wishes.